swear, beware. This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Thursday morning, everybody. I'm a little inspired this morning. My good buddy Sprague and Kern put out another hit piece on me. Listen, people, hey, I'm poor white trash from the wrong side of the tracks, and I got these no-good son of a bitches in St. Clair County spending a fortune. Now they send out a flyer that I was toxic. And to those guys, I am toxic. I'm toxic to you no-good son of a bitch, and it ain't going to get any better. They put out again, and we'll talk about it, that I own a strip club, which is not true. I own the property, but Rich Soje, and I know you don't want to hear it again, owns 5 strip clubs, a gambling den, a dope den, the Oz and the Pops and Soje that had 40, 50 civil rights suits. And Kern and Sprague make him the head of the Public Building Commission. But if you're their strip club owner, it's okay. And I'm a felon. But if you're their felon like Charlie Powell, and I got to ask, and we'll talk about it, if it wouldn't be for the convicted felons all throughout St. Clair County, a lot of them made mistakes in East St. Louis, you guys wouldn't get a vote. How hypocritical can these son of a bitches be? I made a mistake 18 years ago, and these son of a bitches, they want to keep talking about it. But guys, I've talked about it more than you have. So don't waste. They put out about a $50,000 political hit piece on me. I said, I will say I'm a no-good son of a bitch. I will say I'm a rotten bastard. I will say I'm a low-life son of a bitch, no good for nothing. I'll say whatever you guys want me to say. Let's save that money and feed the poor, and I'll match it. You know what Sprague's good at, and Kern, they're not good at running this government in St. Clair County, but boy, they can put out some terrific hit pieces. I like this one. It's green, kind of Halloweenish, if you know what I mean. But Sprague, if you think you and Kern think that's going to stop Bob Romanik, and people, quick background, they screwed with my son until he died, and then they screwed with him after he died. So you people, if you understand, and you better understand why Sprague and Kern are on my political hit list, I don't give a damn what they do to me. I'll go into the fire with them. But I'm going to destroy those son of a bitches one way or the other. Politically, personally, you know, we've exposed these bastards. They've never been exposed like this. They can't take the heat. You know, I'm tired of saying, hey, I'm sorry for making a mistake 18 years ago, but they don't talk about the last 18 years that I've fed people at the tunes of thousands and thousands of dollars. And I don't say that to be patted on the back. I say that because I wanted to do that. Last 18 years, they don't talk about all the good. So take that 18 years ago and shove it up your ass, Sprague and Kern, and send out some more hit pieces. I want to cost you some more money. But see, it's not going to be you. It's going to be the good people. If they don't think I'm worthy, if they don't think I'm worthy of their vote, I won't get their vote. And I understand that. You know, coming from the poor side of the tracks, the wrong side of the tracks, I'm like everybody else. I didn't choose. I didn't choose how to grow up. I didn't choose to eat one meal a day. I didn't choose to never be. My parents never had a car. My parents never, ever had a car. I didn't choose to live that way. But that's the way it was, people. And there's a lot of you out there just like me. A lot of us have made mistakes. Some of us got caught, some of us didn't. And I told you I'm going to continue to make mistakes. But thank you, Sprague and Kern, because that shows me that I've come out. I've come out of the ghetto. I've come out of the poor side of the track. When you guys spend all that money on Bob Romanik, honestly, I'm a little strange, and everybody knows that. It actually makes me feel good. I've arisen. I'm somebody. I'm somebody that the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption would spend all that money on a political hit piece. They're half-truths, but that's okay. It's going to be up to you good people to decide who you want. Do you want the same crap you've had for the last 50 years? Or do you want to give us a try? Us, meaning me and the people on my ticket. And I want to get to that in a minute, but give us a try. And if we don't do right, don't give us 40 years. Give us 2 and 4 years. You know I'm not perfect. And I got to say, everybody on my ticket, I don't think, unless there's a candidate named Jesus Christ, I don't think there's anybody on my ticket that's perfect. Maybe they're not bad guys, but they're not perfect. But at the end of the day, people, you're going to be the one to decide. You see all the ads in the newspaper. You see all the ads on television. Hell, I would think Roy Blunt, the senator from Missouri, is a no-good son of a bitch. He does this, he does that. All of his people are lobbyists. His family got millions of dollars. Then the next ad is they're touting what a nice guy he is. Don't let any of these ads sway your vote, people. Let it be the actions of the people in office. These son of a bitches, Kern and Sprague, they can't run on their record because they have no record to run on. Well, yes, they do. The loss of the NGA, $3 or $4 billion that we could have had, but because the federal government knew about the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, we lost all that. $12, $15 million a year we're losing on the airport. We've lost over the tune of $1.5 billion of our hardworking taxpayers' money. They won't tell you that. They want to tell you what a bad guy Bob Romanik is. I'll tell you what a bad guy Bob Romanik is, but remember what bad guys they are, too. I've never taken a penny out of your pocket. The mistake I made hurt me and my family. Didn't hurt you. The mistakes they're making is killing all of us. They won't run on their record. Hell no, they won't, but we'll get into that. Hey, I want to apologize. I sincerely want to apologize that I read yesterday about a Shriner event. And it says, run, Bob, run. It says, good morning, Bob. During your public notices yesterday, you had a Shriner event in which Cleet Schwagel was listed as a contact. I'm really sorry to say that Cleet died Monday. He will certainly be missed by all who knew him. That's Larry from Shiloh. So to the Schwagel family, I want to sincerely, you don't know how bad that makes me feel. I sincerely want to apologize. I did not know that, and I want to send my condolences. But we try to help the Shriners, try to help the people. But I didn't want to resurrect any negative thoughts or any hurt or pain. So to the Schwagel family, number one, my sincere apology and also my sincere condolences to the loss of Cleet Schwagel. I know he was a Shriner. And when you lose a Shriner, you lose more than a family member. You lose someone that's out there trying to help all the children of this world. So, again, my condolences and my apology. Donna Andrusky-Lewis, thank you yesterday for stopping me, having a great talk. Also want to say hello to all the guys at All-Star Collision and Repair at 1903 North 89th Street in Fairview Heights. Great bunch of guys. They do great work. I was going to give them some advertisement, but hell, they got enough business. It looks like they're prospering because they do good work. But I still have to say, anybody that wants their car repaired, and the owner didn't say to do this, but I saw some of the work they did at All-Star Collision and Repair, located at 1903 North 89th Street. It's Fairview Heights, it says on their card, but they're close to Caseyville. Stop by and see those guys. They're a great bunch of people, and I want to thank them for all their support. Let's take care of a little bit of our housekeeping. Then we're coming after Sprague. Hey, I got to ask you. Hey, Sprague, is your plumbing working? I don't think it is. I'm asking you, is your plumbing working? It must work part-time because I've been told, and I'm going to ask you, do you get drunk, sloppy drunk, pass out and piss in your pants and crap in your pants, Bob Sprague? And if you don't, give me a call back. Defend yourself. Toll free, 1-888-394-1430 on the east side, 394-1190. You know, Sprague, you guys want to get personal, let's get down and dirty. Do you get sloppy drunk? I'm asking, don't know, because I don't partake in gambling. And, you know, Sprague, I know you're down there every day with your wife, and you hover over your wife. It's a slot machine like somebody wants her. Nobody wants that roly-poly lady, especially after you've touched her. And I don't think you've touched her much as a man. Hey, I'll tell you what, Sprague. Why don't you send your wife over to my house? I'll show her what a man does. And I know that's a little crass, but that's what I feel about you and Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. And by the way, Sweet Cakes, I want to ask you this. Have you and your wife, Aaron Sasquatch Kern, have you guys ever been to a swingers club? You know what a swingers club is, Kern. You know what I mean, and I think you do. Have you, Mark Sweet Cakes Kern, ever partaken or partooken or whatever in swapping wives? I want to ask you that, Kern. A swingers club. I can see Kern now. I bet you his eyes are getting red. His face is getting red. Kern, you can come after me all you want, see? I got no place to go but up. You know, when you start down in the gutter, when you start down in the ghetto, when you start down below the tracks, on the other side of the tracks, the bad side of the tracks, I got no place to go but up.
Yes, we were swinging. Just a swinging.
Hey, Sweet Cakes. Hey, Sweet Cakes, you rotten, no good son of a bitch. I want to ask you, on a serious note, have you ever attended a swingers, a wife-swapping club? You and your wife. You know what swinging's all about, Kern? I think you know what I'm talking about, and I think the people know what I'm talking about. And I'm asking, Kern, don't know. Why don't you defend yourself? Call me toll-free if you can defend yourself. Toll-free, 1-888-394-1430 on the east side, 394-1190. Talk about Bob Romanik. Don't own a strip club. I own the property. But you guys, I think are a lot kinkier than I ever thought about being. But see, behind closed doors, those guys can be whatever. They're hypocritical. I own a strip club. They put that out on a hit piece. I do not own a strip club. I own the property. I lease the property. Rich Soje, you're head of the Public Building Commission, the gentleman that runs the airport. He owns 5 strip clubs. People, do you hear me? But see, that's their guy. So that's okay. Rich Soje owns 5 strip clubs. He owns a gambling den out there in Soje, the off-track betting. He owns a property that the drug dispensary is on in Soje. And he owns Pops and Oz. There's been 30, 40, 50 civil rights suits because the guys get their ass beat there. That's why the Democrats don't have their fundraisers at the Oz. Soje used to give them all everything at the Oz. But see, you don't hear anything. You don't hear a bad hit piece on Rich Soje. He's 5 times the bad guy I am. But they appoint him, Sprague and Kern appoint him to the head of the Public Building Commission that runs the airport. I hope he runs those strip clubs better than he runs that airport. They'll all be underwater financially. But see, it's the hypocrisy, people, that pisses me off. I don't give a damn what anybody does. But I'll be damned if I'm going to let a son of a bitch come at me when these guys are 10 times as worse, people. Charlie Powell, the convicted felon for stealing votes. Sprague, Kern, Barra Civic, they all went to his going away party, going away to prison. But he's their convicted felon, so that's okay. No, it's not okay, Kern and Sprague, you hypocritical bastards. You're not going to have it both ways. I'm going to expose you for what you are. Some low-life, no-good, hypocritical, lying son of a bitches. And I just hope the people of St. Clair County, and I want to say this, they want to link me to the rest of the candidates. Like I'm the catalyst, like I'm toxic. Well, I may be toxic, but I'm going to be more toxic to them. I'm going to be toxic to the guys in Springfield, see, because I don't have anything to prove to anybody. My son's gone, my dad's gone. That's the only 2 people I give a damn about. Do I make an ass out of myself sometimes? Sure I do. Do I make mistakes? Most definitely I do. But if you think I give a damn, people, you're totally wrong. I want to go to Springfield and fight for you. I want to fight for the underdog. I want to fight for the people that can't fight for themselves. Now, if that's not good enough, if I don't warrant a vote, I understand. I'm not mad at anybody who doesn't vote for me. But if you want a chance to make Springfield change, you better vote for me. If you want to keep things going the way they're going, let Madigan take control. I will call Madigan out on the floor. I will call Rauner out on the floor. I don't give a damn about those son of a bitches. I give a damn about the people that are going to send me to Springfield. Now, if they don't give a damn about me, I won't go to Springfield. But I tell you what, people, don't let these son of a bitches through all their hit pieces, not just on me. This is going to be on other candidates. Aren't you kind of tired? You know, I wasn't going to talk about LaToya Greenwood, my opposition. Carl Officer yesterday was nice enough to say, Bob, I haven't heard you say anything. But now LaToya Greenwood has got in bed with these guys on this hit piece. You know, LaToya Greenwood, if she gets elected, she's going to make over $250,000 a year, people. She makes $80,000, $90,000 School District 189. By the way, the same school district that her daddy has ruined. But guess what? Her children don't go to School District 189. They go to private schools in Belleville. How hypocritical is that? Your daddy's the head of School District 189, and you can't send your children to 189 because you and your daddy and his politically corrupt organization linked with St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, they've screwed the children, the proud children down in East St. Louis. And those black children down there, they got enough bad going for them now. They need a good education. Alonzo Greenwood, you give your daughter an $80,000, $90,000 a year job. I bet you it wasn't advertised. And that's the problem, people. LaToya will keep her job on the school district, keep her job as a councilwoman in East St. Louis, keep her job as a state representative at the tune of about $250,000 a year. But more than that, people in the outer county in Freeburg and Smithton, you guys have never been recognized. You guys have never been represented in Springfield because it was always about East St. Louis. It was always about Lonzo Greenwood, who has about 18 of his family members and close friends on the payroll. And he's got Culver. He's got Culver down there. Culver don't lay his head in East St. Louis to bed any night. Lonzo Greenwood brings all these big shots from Springfield and Chicago. That's totally disrespectful to you good people in East St. Louis. There's a lot of good people, a lot of intelligent people, hardworking people in East St. Louis that should have those jobs. But if you don't kiss the politicians' asses, you're not going to get a job. But isn't it something LaToya Greenwood would not let her children go to School District 189, the school district that her father, that her children's grandfather is ruined? They can't go to 189. But LaToya, if she gets elected, I shouldn't talk bad about her. I should be on her father. Because if she gets elected, she's going to let her father go to Springfield and sell out to Madigan again. And there'll be jobs for Greenwood, for Charlie Powell and his people. What about the 99% of people that never have the opportunity in East St. Louis? If you want to vote for LaToya Greenwood, and by the way, I'm not the only bad guy. There's videos out, and we're going to put them all out, about LaToya wrestling around with her boyfriend, Hickey the Dicky Thompson and whoever, up at Best Buy in Fairview. But guess what? She was charged, but, oh no, I can't believe this. They dismissed the charges? Sure, they're going to dismiss the charges. They wouldn't dismiss the charges on me, 3.5 years. You people know the story. They certainly wouldn't dismiss the charges on you and your family. When are we going to say we're tired of this, people? You know, if I get elected, I get elected. I'm going to eat good no matter what. I'm not going to take a salary. I'm not going to take benefits. So if they think they're hurting me, all they do is piss me off. They don't piss me off for what they say about me. I say the same thing about myself. It pisses me off for the hypocrisy that these son of a bitches do, that they're so hypocritical. They always do as I say, not as I do, because if we did as they did, we'd all be in jail. But you notice the people that are for us get busted for crap down in East St. Louis and all over the county. They're people, the Rick Stones, who took a fortune serving papers. The Fairview Heights policeman that's the husband of Mark Kern's secretary. He don't go to jail for DUI. The judges believe him and another gentleman that had been drinking rather than the two Belleville policemen that were on duty. I don't have to resurrect all these stories to you people. I don't have to resurrect these stories. You know all about it. And it's not going to get better, people, unless we make it better. And we can only make it better by running these bums out of office. So again, this hit piece, actually, I feel pretty proud. It's all green and scary. It's got my face, got my hair popped up. I wish I had that much hair. Oh, wait a minute. They did something novel. They put my mugshot. Now, see, that's something I wouldn't have thought about. What idiots. When you get arrested, I don't care if it's for a minor misdemeanor. They get a mugshot. But see, these guys are so original. These guys are running scared people. They don't know what to do. But I will tell you what. I'm like Martin Luther King. I'm free at last. You can't do nothing, Kern, or Stone either. We ran Stone out. But I hope you're feeling better, Rick. I know he was under the weather. I want to see him live forever, just not politically. But Kern and Sprague, never have I seen two men so desperate. They have all these ads. They have all the billboards. They have the big signs. It's Patty Sprague and Mark Kern. They've sold out the rest of their ticket. And speaking of the rest of the ticket, I want to ask you, good people, if I haven't warranted your vote, if I'm not the person you want to vote for whatever reason, I understand. I sincerely do. But don't hold Carl Officer, Ed Cockrell, Roger Cook. See, that's what these guys are trying to do. That's what Kern and Sprague's trying to do. That's a bunch of great candidates running against the culture of corruption. Just because we're running together, we're friends, but these guys don't control what Bob Romanik says or what Bob Romanik does. I don't control what they say or do. You don't control what your friends say or do. But they're still your friends. Sometimes you shake your head. I guess with my friends, a lot of times they shake their head, but that's okay. I understand that. But we've got some great candidates. They want to make me the catalyst. I'm not the catalyst for this organization. I'm running for state representative. I'm not running for county board chairman that can change this whole county around. I'm not running for coroner who knows, Carl Officer knows what he's doing, knows how to show respect to the grieving families. I'll have my ass up there in Springfield. You guys ought to elect me because I'm not quite as bad, but I can be as sleazy and as greasy as those son of a bitches. I'll be up in Springfield. It's the county ticket that's going to really make a difference to the good people of St. Clair County. Go in that poll election day. Don't vote for me. Vote for LaToya Greenwood so her daddy can bobblehead for Madigan and give his family and friends jobs. You don't have to vote for me. But don't take it out on the rest of this great ticket. Roger Cook will do a great job. He did a great job as mayor. He'll do a great job as St. Clair County Board Chairman. Carl Officer, the most highly qualified candidate ever to run for coroner. Ed Cockrell, he's out every day talking to people all throughout the county. And that's not because he's running for Board of Review. That's because he's been doing that. He cares about people. He's been doing that for several years. Gary Cornwell, the ex-mayor of Cahokia, did a great job in Cahokia. He's running against roly-poly Patty Sprague. Gary's got the experience, the administrative experience as the mayor of Cahokia. Patty Sprague, the only experience she has is laying down, trying to have sex with that limp penis, in my opinion, of course. Bob Sprague, I don't give a damn, but Bob, send Patty to my house. I'll put her on my amusement ride, the Screaming Bob, and I'll show her what a man can do for her, not a low-life son of a bitch like you, and I'm going to be talking about you after the break. You low-life, good-for-nothing son of a bitch. You know the Bob Sprague I'm talking about. He goes down to Cahokia, tells him it's okay. Fire all those union people, those hardworking union people. Fire them. It's illegal to do it, but fire them. And he wants the support of the unions in St. Clair County? I say hell no. But you know why he does that? Because he's on a retainer. Once that retainer's gone, then he has to get more money. How do you get more money? By generating more lawsuits. He takes away from Centerville Township in Cahokia about $80,000 a month. I'll bet you he's making $1 million a year. See, he never has to run for office. See, I'm the only one that'll expose Bob Sprague. Because, see, he's smart enough to know everything in his background. And you know what I'm talking about, Bob Sprague. Everything in your background. You wouldn't get 20 votes. Oh, and by the way, he did run in 72 as a Democrat in the primary and lost his lame, greasy ass because they know what a no-good, no-personality son of a bitch Bob Sprague is. I don't have to tell anybody that. And people will say, Romanik, you're going crazy. You damn straight, because I'm the only one that'll expose these bastards. They spent $50,000 on that hit piece for me. You know how worried they are? But I'll tell you people, please do not hold the good candidates running on the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition ticket. Do not hold them up because of Bob Romanik. Consider giving those well-qualified candidates a vote. I believe I'm well-qualified, but I'm tarnished. I'm flawed, but I'm still qualified to go to Springfield and fight for you guys. But don't let it be Sprague and Kern's decision who you vote for. Understand what they're trying to do. This is the first time in 40, 50 years that they've had opposition that could destroy the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption. And if we do destroy the St. Clair County Democratic culture of corruption, all you people, Democrats, Republicans, men, women, black and white, you all benefit. Because we're going to be fair to the people. We're going to open up the jobs. We're going to advertise. I'm going to go to Springfield, try to develop East St. Louis. Do things for Smithton, do things for Freeburg, Millstadt, my district, and do things for East St. Louis. I'm not going to forget any town in my district. And I'm not going to take a salary, people, but if you don't want me, I understand. But don't let Bob Sprague and Mark Kern sway your vote. You're intelligent people out there. You know who you can vote for. You know who you want to vote for. But I'll tell you, unless you want to change, keep these rotten bastards in there. But I think a change has to come, people. We cannot survive the way we're doing. So Bob Sprague, sweet cakes, Kern. I'm going to be talking to those gentlemen right after the break. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper Radio. Go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling for the best of all three of our stations. Listen to my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. and now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at the stroke of midnight. Please like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or KZQZ 1430 AM. You can go to my personal Facebook pages, Fans of the Grim Reaper or Bob Romanik for State Representative. And as always, do not forget, and please go to the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition on Facebook. We're not going to do on this date because I don't really have enough time. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and Bob Sprague, Mark Sweet Cakes Kern. I don't know if you're hanging at the Swingers Club in Sprague. I don't know if you're pissing in your drawers, but if you guys are, you better keep tuned because it's going to get worse. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio. And you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. Simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. Radical radio. And it gets worse. And we are proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. You guys hear me about Sprague and Kern? These guys are spending a fortune, people. We've got them on the run, the first time in 40, 50 years. They can't run on their record because they have no record. They can talk bad about me. I talk bad about me. Save your money. Let's feed the hungry. Let's feed the poor. Mrs. Kern's begging for money for the NAACP. They're not going to spend their money. Kern begs for Christmas gifts so he can take them down to East St. Louis and act like the big shot that he isn't. You good people in St. Clair County, you understand. We're people. We're human beings. We make mistakes. But we want to be treated fair. And we haven't been treated fair in St. Clair County. Do you think they would throw a hit piece out on me time after time and give me, poor white trash from the housing projects, all this hell if they weren't worried? Let's unite, people. Black, white, men, women, Democrats, and Republicans. Don't let them son of a bitches divide and conquer us. I've never once lied to you. I've never once said I'm perfect, and I'm not. But I'm a little tired after making a mistake 18 years ago, and that's all they can resurrect, people. I must be a pretty good guy. I haven't done anything bad in 18, 20 years. I'm trying to make up for the mistakes. Well, I'll never make up for the mistakes I've made because I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. Haven't made a lot of serious mistakes, but I've made mistakes. And when I know I'm wrong, you've heard me on the air, I'll apologize. These guys never apologize for anything because they don't give a damn about us. But now all of a sudden it's election year. You heard me. I've challenged Kern. To hell with some of this advertising money. I'll put $50,000 of my own money. Well, it's my son's money. I'm spending my son's inheritance. If you'll do the same, Kern, not go getting money from your campaign people, not go getting money, begging money from somebody else. You cheap bastard. Take some of your money, and I shouldn't say that because it's not your money. It's mom and daddy's money. You haven't worked an honest day in your life. In Sprague, I got to say again, if you want Patty to have a ride on the Screaming Bob, a real man, because I tell you what, Sprague, after what I'm going to say here, you're not even close to being a man. I'd be ashamed to be in the same category. So I tell you what, Kern, call me a felon. But don't call me Bob Sprague, you low-life, bottom-feeding piece of crap. Sprague, short of me killing someone, there is nothing worse, no crime worse, other than murder, that is as egregious as a son who disrespects his family. And I brought this up before, people, but see, this sticks with me. I love my family, and I know you love your family. Bob Sprague, on the other hand, that shows you what kind of evil bastard, what kind of zombie. He's like a zombie. He's not a real person. This no-good son of a bitch respected his family by not going to his father's funeral. We fight with our family. We fight with our sons, our daughters, our mothers, our fathers, our aunts and uncles. But we're human beings. We, at the end of the day, when there's a death, we respect that person. Bob Sprague did not go to his father's funeral. Do you remember John Sprague Sr.? A great man. Do you remember him, Bob? Do you remember him, you no-good son of a bitch? And by the way, he didn't even attend his brother, John Sprague Jr.'s funeral. That tells you what kind of low-life bastard this is. The man, Bob Sprague, John Sprague Sr., the man that gave you life, what little life you have, you no-good son of a bitch. Supported and cared for you as a child, a man who gave you everything that you ever wanted or needed. You never wanted for anything. John Sprague Sr. was a prominent attorney that provided for you and your family very, very well. The man, Sprague, your father, who paid and put you through law school, introduced you to the right political people, and brought your lame ass into his law business and help you become the rich bastard that you are today. And I must say, at the expense of the taxpayers of St. Clair County. And you scumbag piece of crap, less than a man, low-life son of a bitch, you, sir, want to portray me as a bad guy? And if so, I will certainly wear the badge of honor, I say honor, of being a convicted felon. Other than the tarnished badge of a despicable, low-life person who did not go and show final respects to the funeral of the man that gave him life and open all the opportunities for him to live a great life, as your wonderful father did for you, Bob Sprague. People, they can put me in that convicted felon category all day long, but Bob Sprague, you less than a man, you worm, I'll never, and I may be pretty low in my life, but I'll never be as low, as despicable, as deplorable, never be on that level, that low level that you are and always will be. And call me useless, and you are a useless, worthless piece of crap. And I'd have to apologize to the piece of crap, of course. You low-life, good-for-nothing, jerk-off bastard. Bob Sprague, you call me what you want. I'll wear that badge of honor, convicted felon. When my father died, I cried. I went to that funeral. I think about him every day, and it says every one of our listeners. You, on the other hand, you selfish, no-good son of a bitch, did not go to your father's funeral, did not go to your brother's funeral. I was told by family members that you wouldn't let Patty, roly-poly Patty, go to her mother's funeral. Now, people, answer me. Am I the real bad guy? No, I am a bad guy, but what kind of person does that? What kind of person disrespects the one that gave him life? You don't think if he disrespects his father, his brother, do you think you're going to get any respect from that man? Everybody that knows Bob Sprague knows he respects no one. Let's get rid of that son of a bitch, that evil bastard. Let's get rid of this democratic culture of corruption. They can say what they want about me, but there's a lot of good candidates running against these no-good son of a bitches. And another side note on this hit piece that I commandeered the Republican Party. There's no Republican Party to commandeer. Nobody else was going to run, people, so we decided to run. And we're giving them hell. And we're speaking for you, the good people of St. Clair County. There are a lot of good Republicans out there, a lot of good Democrats. But all of us should be independent. Let's have Democratic leanings, Republican leanings, but let's be independent. Let's just don't let either party drag us in. So, Bob Sprague, Mark Sweetcakes Kern, thank you. You know, in any other time, if I would have died, there would have been a little blurb. I know when I die, it's going to be front page because you guys put me there. You made me somebody. You made me important. And I feel good about that because I am important, like all of us in St. Clair County. And I'm fighting for all of us in St. Clair County. And if I don't warrant your vote, people, because I'm not a perfect human being, that I've flawed, I've made mistakes, I understand that. But just remember what you have now. Some low-life bastards. And it's not going to get any better. But it's up to you, the good people, to make that decision. And speaking of the good people, my friend just walked in. Our good friend, the most qualified candidate ever to run for coroner, Mr. Carl Officer. Mayor, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Bob. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing okay now. What's going on in your world?
Well, I got two things going on in my world. I was getting my hair cut this morning at Allerton. A good friend of mine, Mark, barber, was cutting my hair, and I ran into two guys, Tom and Jim, two nice white young men from Cahokia.
Wait a minute. They're getting their hair cut in Allerton?
No, they were there to work on some construction projects,
okay.
doors and stuff out there. And both of them stopped me before I could get out of my car to tell me that they listen to you all the time. They're happy to meet me, they said, and I don't know why. But I said, well, when I get to the radio station, I'm going to see them this morning. I'm going to give you guys a shout out.
And what's their name again?
Both Tom and Jim. I didn't get their last name.
Hey, Tom and Jim, thank you guys very much. Now, you got to know that I ain't a perfect guy, so if you listen to me, know that I'm a flawed individual. Bob Sprague will tell you that every day. I hope they send out a hit piece out of me every day and cost them $50,000. But guys, thank you guys very much, and again, thank everybody. Carl?
I went by a friend of mine's house. I got to tell you this, yesterday in Belleville yesterday afternoon, and I saw your picture on a piece of literature. I'm not going to call it campaign literature because it wasn't campaigning. It was just literature, and I'm honored to say this morning. If someone wants to call me a misfit with you, I consider that to be an honorable calculation, because if that's the only thing they can say about you and I is that I'm an MF,
Yeah, well,
a misfit, then I'll take that every day, because I know the truth of how the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition was formed. Because Rob, you know this. Roger and I formed this
Right.
because of the culture of corruption. We thought it was about time that men and women, black and white, urban and rural, Democrat and Republican, could come. We don't have to fight with each other because of our differences. We can come together because of our beliefs to make this a better place for everyone to live and not be controlled by some political philosophy of dictatorship, corruption, and greed. And that's what we're fighting against. And quite frankly, when I read that literature yesterday, I started laughing, and I didn't bother calling you on the phone. It wasn't worth wasting the time on the telephone with you. I knew I'd see you this morning. But I'm going to just say to people, I think that if you took a look, what kind of person does it possess your leaders to send out information like that? Nobody can tell me about you, Bob. I know you. I've known you for damn near 35 years.
and the people that don't know me, I've told them about me.
Yeah, and you know, I could probably spend an hour and a half here rattling off names of people that I've seen you help that you've never gotten any publicity on. You didn't want it, you didn't seek it, you didn't try for it, but you just did it. I told you last week about Della Murphy told me when you were a police officer in East St. Louis, when you didn't make any money, you were busy feeding people and helping people, and you didn't ask for any recognition. You just did that just because that's the way your mom, your dad, they raised you. You've never forgotten where you came from. I don't have to sit here and blow up your ego on some silly mess, but the reality, I talked about it yesterday. I'm going to finish up by saying that, you know, we got other issues. Kids getting poisoned with lead in their drinking water at school. We got folks here next door to us at the Belleville area, veterans facilities, clinic, where these vets can't get proper care. Nobody wants, and we got these knuckleheads in St. Clair County arguing about something silly. There's a poor man today died in the line of duty, that police officer in St. Louis. I heard about that on my way to here this morning, answering a call, domestic violence call. He's 34 years old, been on the force 4 years. He's got a 2-year-old son and a wife. He's not coming home tonight. And we have to listen to crap like this from these people who don't care about people. I'm proud to be on the ticket with you, Bob.
Well, Mayor, thank you very much. You know what? I got to say, they're pretty smart, though. Something novel. Guess what? They put my mugshot. Now, everybody gets arrested as a mugshot. Now, I would think they would come up with something a little more.
I thought they doctored it.
Yeah, because it does. It looks pretty good. But let me tell you, Mayor, before we go, I want to say this. And you're a proud black man from East St. Louis. There's a lot of proud blacks in East St. Louis that have made mistakes. A lot of proud blacks that have went to prison for making mistakes. They have family members. They have friends. How hypocritical is it to Sprague? And I know I made a mistake, and I'm a no good. He puts me in that convicted category. But if it wouldn't be for the convicted felon category down in East St. Louis and below the hill, the St. Clair County culture of corruption would never get elected. But so how hypocritical? It's okay for their convicted felons, but not for one Bob Romanik.
You know, when you use the phrase convicted felon, I ask the same question that Jesus says, he who's without sin cast the first stone. Tell me anybody that you know that hasn't made a mistake. Now, just because the court does it doesn't mean anything. At the end of the day, me, you, everyone listening to us has made some people get caught, some people don't. Okay? And at the end of the day, there's no one that's perfect, but you keep trying to do your best day by day and person by person. And when you mentioned, I got to say this, you mentioned that the NAACP, I've always been supportive, but I think that some people need to take a real hard look at what does it stand for? What are they doing? I'm talking about East St. Louis. I'm not talking about anybody else. I believe there's some excellent people that belong to the organization. I think that they need to do a introspective look at what are the issues. If it's just to support a handful of politicians, then say that. But if you're really fighting for civil rights, then do that.
I agree, Mayor. Carl Officer, your candidate for St. Clair County Coroner, the best qualified candidate ever to run for coroner in St. Clair County, and co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. And on a side note, people don't let these political smoke screens, and that's what they've got. They can never run on their record. And by the way, if you go by 2829 Titleist Drive, Titleist is the name of an expensive golf ball. That's in the Orchards, 2829 Titleist Drive. That's where Bob, I'd rather piss in my pants than piss in a urinal, Sprague lives. Look at the $2 million plus house that we, the taxpayers, have paid for. He takes money from Cahokia, takes money from Centerville, takes money from Belleville, East St. Louis. See, he's a smart man. He sends everybody else out to do his dirty work. Hey, Sprague, I know your pants are dirty. You probably crap in your pants, you stupid son of a bitch. I know you piss in your pants, you stupid rotten bastard. But let me tell you, the people of St. Clair County have found you out. Now, I may be a low-life bastard, but you evil son of a bitch didn't go to your dad's funeral. That sticks with me, and I think that sticks with any person that loves their family. And people remember, if he disrespected his dad after all his dear father did for him, what the hell do you think me and you have coming? The address, 2829 Titleist Drive in the Orchards in Belleville. Drive by and see how this son of a bitch looks. See how this house looks, and then drive down to East St. Louis at people that put him in a position to make all that money, to elect the officials that he controls, from the courthouse to the outhouse. 2829 Titleist Drive. Drive by there. Why don't you flip him off? Drive by there and let him know what a rotten, no-good, evil bastard he is for disrespecting his father, his family, the man that brought him into this world. What a no-good, no-count son of a bitch. And by the way, Bob, if you'd want, tell Roly-Poly Patty she can come down to the wrong side of the tracks and take a ride on the Screaming Bob. That's a man's ride, a ride that you'll never know, Sprague, because you and Sweet Cakes Kern are less than men. And Kern, you're probably not listening today. I want to ask, Sweet Cakes Kern, are you and your wife maybe visiting a swingers club? You think maybe you're visiting a swingers club today? I don't know. I'm just asking, Kern. But you know what I mean. And I really, really think you do. And I think the people of St. Clair County have found you rotten bastards out. So, hey, let's go to round 2 tomorrow, Kern and Sprague, and round 3 the next day until you literally blow my head off. I'm going to expose you evil, rotten, corrupt bastards day in and day out. And hopefully the people of St. Clair County will understand and act accordingly on November the 8th, 2016, and run all your lame, no good, rotten asses out of this once great county of St. Clair. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane broadcasting at its finest. America's bi-state voice of freedom. You know, you'll never get radio like this anywhere else. Well, maybe you don't want it, but who gives a damn? Radical radio. And we are, as always, sincerely, we are very, very proud to live in this great country, and also proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow, people. We're going to continue to take this journey to rid our county of all this corruption, to rid our state, our country of all this corruption. We love this great country. Don't let these bastards with the political smoke screens scare you, confuse you with their half-truths. Let's move forward, people. Let's learn from our mistakes. And one of the biggest mistakes you have made, and I have made in the past, is putting these low-life, bottom-feeding son of a bitches in office who promises everything year after year and give us nothing but pain and suffering for us and our families. So let's continue to unite. Men, women, black and white, Democrats and Republicans. Let's unite, people. Let's expose these no-good son of a bitch and political parasitical punks, these low-life, bottom-feeding worms, these snakes that we call perverted politicians. And at the end of the day, let's have a good time. Let's have a party on November the 16th. Let's run these son of a bitches out of town like the rats they are. Let's run them out of town. Let's destroy them. Let's destroy them before they destroy us. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful,